Praise God. 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 14. And the Lord stirred up an adversary against Solomon. The Spirit of God has two key messages for you this day. The first message is flee strange women. Avoid strange women. And the second message is flee strange gods. Avoid idolatry. And we are going to use the life and times of King Solomon as a case study. The life and times of King Solomon is an ironic tragedy. The rise and fall of King Solomon is an unfortunate story of the Bible. And if you study the story of King Solomon very well in the Bible, you can divide his life into three phases. In the first phase, as a young child, we saw a child that was anointed, that was called an anointed king by God. We saw a young child that loved God with all his heart. The Bible recorded that King Solomon loved God. The Bible recorded that King Solomon sacrificed 1,000 offerings unto God. And the Bible also records that God appeared unto King Solomon twice and gave him a blank check. Ask from me anything you want. That was a relationship between God and King Solomon. And God blessed Solomon. God gave him wisdom. He gave him riches. He gave him honor. He gave him wealth. Solomon was described as the richest person on the face of the earth and the wisest person on the face of the earth. And God also promised to lengthen the days of King Solomon. That was the first phase of King Solomon where he was working with God. God gave him promises and everything was working fine for him. Then we entered the second phase. When King Solomon became comfortable, when he became prosperous, he forgot his God. He forgot the covenant he had with his God. The Bible recorded in 1 Kings chapter 11 that King Solomon followed strange women. He acquired 700 wives and 300 concubines. And the Bible recorded that his wife turned his heart away. It's also written in the Bible that King Solomon followed idols. He started worshiping idols. That was the second phase of his life. He committed sin, he backslided. And the third phase of the life of King Solomon, God became angry with King Solomon because of the sins of King Solomon, because of the adultery and the idolatry of King Solomon. And the Bible records in 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 14, and the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon. God became his enemy. God raised enemies, adversary against him. So the Bible is giving us this clear message, this simple message today. As we have started walking with God in righteousness, in holiness, don't look back, don't backslide. Hold on to God. Don't look back at the pleasures of sin. Don't commit the error of King Solomon. God became the enemy of King Solomon. God shall not become your enemy in Jesus' mighty name. God raised up adversaries against King Solomon. God shall not raise up adversaries against you in Jesus' mighty name. The Bible said God was angry. The same God that told King Solomon, ask me anything you want. The Bible now said God became angry against King Solomon. God shall not become angry against you. Forsake sin. Don't go after strange women. Run away from idolatry. And as you walk in faithfulness, in holiness and righteousness, the promises of God shall surely come to your pass. Shall surely come pass in your life in Jesus' mighty name. That is the message of God for you today. Run away from strange women. That is the message of the Spirit of God for you today. Run away from idolatry, and you shall fulfill destiny in Jesus' mighty name. My name is Babatope Babalobi, and the phone number to chat me up on the social media is +234 8035 897435. It is well with you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.